All right, welcome in everyone. Tonight we're trying something a little bit different for the intro. We're doing a little intro animation that I've come up with. Hopefully you like it. Let's see if we got any early arrivals. Oh, it looks like we do. We've got Troll. Excuse me, let me start over. We've got Trollin' Bish, hi there. Alizu, hello. Knight Rider, good to see you. Oh, Hippieista, hey y'all, how you doing? Hopefully, Hippieista, hopefully your family's good. Don't want to share any extra information, but hopefully things are good on that front. And hello, Rally Point. Oh yeah, glad to have you over here, Rally, no problem. And Sherry, hello to you. And just want to say, like I always do, welcome into any lurkers, any chatters, anybody who wants to share some opinions, or even if you just want to listen, you're more than welcome here. As long as you keep it respectful, which I know everybody here does. So we're all in a great place. Trolling fish. I wonder what that stuff really smells like. I wonder too. I wonder if it really exists or if it's just a meme. I've heard that a bottle of it has been sent to someone. I don't remember who it was, but I heard it was sent to somebody in the reactosphere, the Chantelevision reactosphere. I like calling it that, Chantelevision. Someone in the Chantelevision reactosphere, I think, has gotten a hold of it. What do you folks think? Do you like the way I have this animation? Is it a little too distracting, too quickly? Should I slow it down in the future? Would you rather there not be any animation at all to start us off? I just wanted to get some feedback on that. Oh, it was FFG. Okay. Well, yeah, a few people. Hey, McGeezy. Hey, Backrubes. Glad you could make it. Yeah, hopefully. Oh, it absolutely Hippieista. Gonna send some prayers your way. Yeah, when I don't know if FFG has given us a full report on the scent, but hopefully it's as delightful as we all expect it to be. Hey, Rosalind. Skinny Queen might be joining us later tonight. I know she's off doing her exercise, so she's going to be running late, but she might be able to make it over here. Hopefully she can. We will see. Oh, but it's taking forever. Okay, Christy, that makes sense. Hey, Kitty Goddess, and hello, Christy. And if I miss anyone, my apologies. Just at me. You go at Dr. Phil if you want me to see something at any point in the chat. Oh, and she posted a pic of BBJ. All right, great. And I wasn't even concerned as far as I was sure BBJ was in good hands. I mean, just being reasonable. FFG's always seemed like whatever you think of her, she's always seemed like a responsible pet owner from what I've seen. So I'm sure whoever has BBJ, the family member of hers or whomever, I'm sure they're doing an okay job, So I mean, it's good to have the pick, but I wasn't concerned. It's not like with Chantel where I want to see a pic of Howie, like proof of life, Oh, and it was a cute pic. Oh, okay, very nice, very cute. Okay, so what do we have for today? We have a few things, and I want to thank Rally for giving me an idea for one of my subjects for tonight. I'm going to be covering a little bit about what it takes to get to Mount Everest Base Camp, right? Because that's I think what all of us really deserve to hear, right? Deserve to know what's up with that. Also, let me mention, I mentioned Skinny Queen. And first off, as always, doctor disclaimer, I am not really a doctor. If you think you need a doctor, please go get one. A real doctor, not a fake doctor. Don't get Dr. Dre. Don't get me. Don't even get the bald Dr. Phil on TV, because he's not really a doctor either, from my understanding. He's not licensed anymore. So, yeah. That said, going to put the usual thing at the bottom. We're going to be talking a little about the Skinny Queen Accountability Challenge. Oh, and some people I put up a little vote before the chat started. Does anyone from the people want to see a little quick video of me? And people said yes. So, all right. And I decided I got to stop being so camera shy. So I took this video because I know we're doing the accountability challenge. So here is me stepping in on the accountability challenge for y'all. Hopefully, hopefully this answers any questions about how things are going this week. Hello everyone, this is Dr. Phil. I'm going to get some sweets and some pizza. I'm going off my diet a little bit today. There you go. Hopefully that answers your questions. That's the video. that's my accountability check-in. But actually, I haven't really gained any weight. I've gained like 1 pound, so that'll come right off. All right, let me go through the comments here a little bit. Geez, a lot of comments going on. That makes sense. Yep. Well, hopefully she, prayers for her. Yeah, an O2 tank, an oxygen tank, or an O2 tank or an O-million tank for Chantel climbing the top just to make it to base camp. Exactly, Dr. Nick. There's a lot of good doctors out there. If you don't waste your time with me. Oh, Dr. Pepper, exactly. And if you can't get Dr. Pepper, you can get Mr. Pibb. He went to medical school. He just didn't finish. Her pretty privilege will take her to Everest. Oh yes, Hipyista. Please hit like and subscribe, everyone. I hope if you enjoy it, if you want to see more of this nonsense. All right, I think we got everybody mostly welcomed in. So first off, we're going to start off with just a little bit of, let me actually, I should have been a little bit better prepared. Let me go to the actual Foodie Beauty page to get her recent mukbang, her recent shopping trip, I mean. Because I wanted to go over the individual items a little bit. Because I know we do this sometimes, and I wanted to do this actually 2 weeks ago, but I didn't get a chance because I missed that show, unfortunately. And then I also, last week I got caught up because she just released a new live and everything. I didn't really get a chance. So let me pull up the grocery haul. This is the stuff I always really like to do. This is like the meat and potatoes of my channel, I guess in the words of since we're doing food themed everything, right? This is the meat and potatoes. All right, there we go. So hopefully the volume on this is pretty good, so I can talk over this a little bit if necessary.
Hello, Foodie Beauties.
Hello, Foodie Beauties. I've been working on that.
All right, guys, we have another grocery haul for you. All right, let's get to, this is just part 1 of my grocery haul. We do our grocery haul in 2 parts.
Oh, geez, let me keep up with some of this chat a little bit. Welcome people in. Hey, Susie Q, good to see you. Oh, thank you, Sherry. Yeah, I have not gained back the weight yet. I've been keeping it off. So I'm happy with that. I do want to get in the gym, but other than that, I've been doing pretty well. Doing well, okay on my diet. Pizza does have veggies. I made sure it had fresh tomatoes on it. Had a little bit more oil than I would have liked, but it came out pretty good overall. In agreement, Knight Rider. Awesome. Ooh, very nice, Hippieista. Hopefully she learns, because that's awesome to know how to make bread. She needs an iron lung. Hey, Pack Rubes. Yeah, she's going to make it up Mount Everest. They're going to need an iron lung, and they're going to need a whole team of cattle, like a wagon train of cattle, like on the Oregon Trail, to pull it up the mountain with her in it. Someone posted and pics of all the garbage on Everest, says Christy. And Chantel may have already been there. Yeah, it's gotten actually really out of hand, because how are you going to get up there to clean the trash? So people leave things like oxygen tanks and camp tent poles and stuff that individually doesn't seem like a lot, but when there's nobody to come up there regularly to clean it, it really builds up over time. And there's actually bodies up there. I don't I mean, it's disrespectful just to call them bodies. They're people, but there's people who died on Everest who are unburied. They're just left up in the up on the peak or up wherever they are because they can't get to them safely to retrieve their body. Hey Tucker, how you doing? Tucker and friends. And hello everybody. If there's anybody I missed, welcome in. Oh, that spaghetti she did with the mountain of Parmesan cheese. Yeah, we're gonna do a quick little review of a lot of these because I haven't got a chance to go over most of these myself. Hey Elizabeth Gilthaniel, welcome in. Oh, Elbreth Gilthaniel, Elbreth Gilthaniel, welcome in. Our friend from my knitting friend. You can find Elbreth on Instagram. She does knitting as Heart Home Designs, I think it is. Scuba diving Shisha Pipe, hi everyone. Jetta Celeste, hello, hello. Ariel Haruda, hey there. You love the veggies. Yeah, I love pizza. That's one of my favorite foods to eat when I want to go off my diet just a little bit. Yeah, right? Yeah, so fresh. Those fruits and veggies aren't fresh enough. Yeah, yeah, I'm sorry about that. Okay, so let's
Online for some things because there's an online store that has amazing deals, and then also at the actual store itself, which we'll be going to soon. Let me start in the front so I can move things out of the way. So here we have some onions. Now a lot of these things, I'll let you know some of the prices. These onions were equivalent of 75 cents Canadian, 150 fills. So we have some more red onions.
Oh, Alizu. Okay, I gotcha. I was like, yeah, you're right. They're people. I shouldn't call them. I shouldn't say bodies. That's rude. No, but you're right. Leaving trash is definitely rude. Hey, pizza, awesome. Yeah, that's a good hobby to have. And that spaghetti was absolutely nutty.
I've been really liking to use red onions. I find they have a lot more flavor. Whereas before I used to think they were too strong. We have some tomatoes, again, 75 cents. These are amazing.
So I like seeing all the vegetables.
Cucumbers. And these are Kuwaiti cucumbers, and this was all.
The sheer volume of vegetables is good, but the issue is this. She bought all these vegetables a few days ago, and I'm not going to go through all of them individually, but there was a lot there. When you added the cucumbers, the potatoes, the bananas, all that stuff together, there's a good amount of fresh vegetables. Considering Chantal is regularly doing the mukbangs, you'd think that she would be showing off a lot of eating, vegetable platters, fruit platters. Rally made that point the other night. She said, why not make some fresh fruit platters and show that off? And I'm not saying she has to, like she owes me a fruit platter. Like, hey, you got to make a fruit platter to appeal to Dr. Phil because he wants to see that. I'm not saying that at all. But just logically, that's a lot of fruit and vegetables, and it's not going to stay fresh for very long because it is fresh. It's ripe. It looks good. So it has to be prepared quickly. It's not like stuff that you can keep in the freezer or bags of corn chips or whatever, snack foods that you can just leave around. So as somebody who's, not a great chef, but I do some cooking, a lot of times I don't get as many vegetables and fruit as I would like because I don't want them to go to waste. So I always get a little bit less than I need because I don't want them to, to go to waste. So I'd rather eat maybe, a little bit less vegetables than buy too many and not make them. But Chantel here seems to have the opposite thing. Because she shows what she eats, so why not show the vegetables? Because that would make her look good to her audience too. There's no reason not to show that.
75 cents for oranges. And again, 75 cents for eggs. I have to stock up. That's why I've been doing the egg salad sandwiches and things. We have so many eggs. And we have my noodles.
Ooh, Rally, great point. Fruit smoothies. I'm glad you brought that up. I actually make fruit smoothies myself on my diet. Well, diet. I guess I'm always on kind of a diet, but every day I make a protein drink. And I have two kinds that I like to make. I like to make chocolate, and I like to make fruit flavor as well. And I make other kinds too sometimes, but those are the two that I usually make. Like a strawberry banana with unflavored protein powder, and the other one I use chocolate and peanut butter flavoring, like powdered peanut butter and chocolate powder. I'll go, well, actually, you know, one of these days I should record myself making it and show you folks, make like a little video how to make my recipe. And I use the protein powder. I use dairy protein powder, but you can use vegetable-based protein powder if you're a vegan or if you're lactose intolerant, or you just, for whatever reason, you prefer vegetable protein. You could have that instead. Because you could absolutely make it vegan. You could just swap a few ingredients if you wanted. But I like to have it with the dairy protein. You can have it with egg protein. You can have it with whatever you want. But anyway, yeah, it's really a great recipe, and it's super tasty. And I've made a lot of protein shakes. I've made literally over 1,000 protein shakes at this point. So well, maybe not. Yeah, I've probably made like 1,000 protein shakes at this point. Because like what, 2 years? like more than one a day. So yeah, I've made over 1,000 protein shakes at this point. So I have a pretty good idea what it takes to make a good one, and the difference between one that's good and one that's not so good. And yes, you need a blender to make the recipe that I use. That's the one downside. You can't just do it with a shaker. I mean, I guess maybe you could maybe do the chocolate one with a shaker, but it wouldn't come out as good. But the fruit one, you absolutely have to have the blender to make it. But it comes out so good. But anyway, back on subject. So Chantal here, she has collagen protein powder. She could get some extra protein powder. She's got all this fruit. She has the kitchen. Get a blender. Make protein shakes. That's a really good, healthy way. And those protein shakes would help fill her up. Because in my opinion, Chantal, despite how much she eats, her diet, a lot of days, is low in protein. A lot of days, she just goes so heavy in on the carbs and the fats. Like when she did that cheesy ramen noodle meal, that couldn't have had 20 grams of protein in it. It had to have been like 2,500 calories except for the 2 eggs, there would not have even been 10 grams of protein, or maybe 15 grams of protein in the whole thing. 20? And that's part of her weakness, because despite her weight, her body is not carrying, it's carrying a very high percentage of fat, and her body is probably not maintaining the muscle that it should otherwise be to carry that fat, because she's not eating enough protein. She's just eating all the carbs and the fat and stuff. So, and I'm not saying that would solve her problems, but it would help. It would help. Elise, great point. Why she doesn't get full? Because if you're just eating nothing but carbs and fat, it will go down easy. It's like eating cookies and milk. You could just drink that. That'll go down easy. But eating steaks or hamburgers or eggs, you can only eat so much of that.
For one reason I like ordering online as well is that I get the noodles from online. These are the Quattro cheese spicy hot chicken ramen that I love so much. This big thing of sunflower oil also was 75 cents. And so this here is an incense burner. It matches our couch and carpet and curtains, so it's really cute. Here we call it beaucoup. And what you do is you put a little coal .
Well, I'm muted. Sorry, folks. Because she is so large, she needs to move around. She could develop blood clots in her legs. She could, yeah, thank you, folks. I was muted. Thank you for the reminder. Yeah, she could develop blood clots in her legs. She could develop all kinds of problems. So the moving around, the walking, you folks are 100% correct. And also the calories. That was the thing I said when I was muted, that I calculated it out. She only can, she would be able to eat at least 300-400 more calories a day and still maintain her body weight or maintain her whatever weight loss she would have if she had just a little bit of activity. Because she's so big, just a little bit of movement would burn a lot of calories. Like if she just walked around for 15, 20 minutes, that would be a heck of a workout for her. That's the only Crown Chantal will be getting. Yeah, right? You can't buy Crown Royal in Kuwait.
Like that. Burn it. And then here you have the incense, the Bakur.
Yes, PB2.
And this is from Salah's business. But I'll open it and show you.
And any of that powdered peanut butter, I mean, different brands have different tastes. Some are better than others. You know, taste them, see which one you like. I'd suggest just trying all of them because some of them, I wouldn't say that one is just better than the other. So try them out, decide what you like. But they are really good, those powdered peanut butters. I love using those. They're super high in protein by themselves. So they're almost like a protein supplement just by itself. Oh, and she has had blood clots before, Angel of Glass. Welcome in, Angel of Glass, by the way. And welcome into anyone else if I missed anyone. Glad to have you in there today. Please hit the like and subscribe if you're enjoying the show. Oh, I also have a Cash App now if anybody would like to hit that Cash App. I've got the link on my main YouTube page. I'll put the link in the chat as well.
So here's the incense wood, and then you put it on top of the coal. Just like so. And then, yeah, your home smells nice. Okay, and then I have some more of these buldak samyang noodles.
And even though it's a foodie video, I'm going to put the link to her video just out of, you know, just for the sake of accuracy if for nothing else. So people want to see the original to compare it to what I'm showing, to see for a fact that I'm not, you know, editing it in some way, that this is the actual original video. Yeah, check it out.
Cream carbonara. I like the packaging. I can just add my liquid to it and put it in the microwave.
Okay, very interesting.
I'm also just going to have a regular cheese one. And these noodles, guys, don't let the cute cheese flavor and this cute little guy, chicken guy on the cover fool you, because these are spicy and they will take you out. And then we have a cream carbonara.
See, spicy. A lot of times I like spicy food because I eat less of it. Because it is so spicy, I can't really eat so much of it. Like if I get some potato chips, I usually, well, I shouldn't say usually, but I try to get the spicy potato chips so I don't eat so many. And yeah, trolling Bish, a lot of convenience food to throw in the microwave. Because she is lazy. You know, she sits home all day, so she does have time to cook. And she has a kitchen available to her now. And she even has all those fresh vegetables. Although I will say this. You don't have to make everything from scratch. But you should try to make some things from scratch. You know, include some fresh ingredients. Like if she chopped up a whole bunch of fresh vegetables and fresh meat and she cooked it up and then she had the bowl of ramen soup on the side because she didn't want to make soup from scratch, I could understand that. But she should try to incorporate some fresh ingredients at least. You know, like I'm not saying she's got to make the noodles from scratch and all that. You know, that's not reasonable. But she should try to, you know, she has those good fresh vegetables. Put that in the ramen soup. That's exactly what it's for. You know, mix it in with the soup. Although I don't like these so-called dried creamy soups and stuff, or the ones with these creamy additives. In my opinion, those are really not a good choice because they add calories without adding a lot of flavor. And the way they add that is usually with hydrogenated soybean, like I forgot what kind they use. They use some like powdered soybean oil for creamer. They use it in the coffee creamer. It's really not good stuff for the most part. I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world, but it's not good. You know, I mean, and that's another thing too. If you like coffee, regular half and half is so much better than that artificial creamer. If you have the opportunity, I mean, sometimes you don't have refrigeration, so you just have to use the artificial creamer. But if you have the option of a refrigerator available, I always suggest using half and half if you like to get creamer in your coffee. And yes, Rally, the sodium content is very high. And welcome in, Rob. Glad to have you in here tonight. And Freedom Deep, welcome in. And if I missed anybody, my apologies. As always, welcome in all of the lurkers and chatters. Glad to have you tonight. She is her own worst enemy with these food choices, because these are she buys the good vegetables, but then she doesn't cook them.
Carbonara
She cooks
one.
this stuff instead.
These samyang Korean noodles, they
I'll
are
actually speed
addictive.
this up a little.
They're halal. Yes. And then we just have a pack of small water. Alright guys, now for the haul from the grocery store itself. We have two.
And again here, she has all these good chicken breasts. What does she make? She's made the French fries. She's made the meatballs. She has yet to make the chicken breasts, which are the healthiest thing here by far.
2 bags of chicken breast, boneless, skinless chicken.
Although I will say these meatballs look decent, at least. It says free from hormones, which is usually a good sign. I mean, there's not a lot of regulation as far as being able to write this on the label. So just seeing this on the label doesn't mean it's true. But it's reassuring to see it, right? At least makes you feel good to see it. At least it makes me feel good to see it.
And breast. We have some spiral fries, seasoned ones. We have some beef meatballs.
Oh, I always forget that, Christy.
We have a whole chicken.
Good deal.
We have some shredded.
The whole chicken. See, this is what I mean. Chantel purchased some really good stuff. A whole chicken. 2 bags of chicken breasts. The meatballs, so-so. I'm not going to say those are good or bad without actually trying them. They could be terrible. They could be okay. I don't know. The French fries, I mean, I guess it depends. If they're made with like palm oil or soybean oil, they probably have like a really greasy taste, so I wouldn't care for them. But if they're made with like peanut oil or corn oil, they have a drier taste, so I'd enjoy them more. But yeah, the whole chicken, can't go wrong with that. That chicken looks perfectly fine. The halal chicken is probably pretty good. The chicken breast as well.
Cheddar. Some shredded mozzarella.
Yeah, Angelo Glass, exactly. At least she has some meat. That's one thing I do like about this shopping trip. She has a good amount of meat for once. Meat, vegetables. This is actually a pretty good shopping trip overall. Yeah, there's some ramen soup, but there's a lot of meat. There's chicken breasts. There's a whole chicken. There's a bunch of fresh vegetables. On paper, this is the best shopping trip I've seen from this woman. But then we look at what she cooks afterward, and she only cooks the unhealthy stuff. She doesn't cook any of that good healthy stuff. So it's
some cooking
frustrating
cream
to see it.
and some halloum cheese. That's the halloum cheese there. Okay, and we have some frozen chicken burgers, some frozen jumbo beef burgers.
All right, frozen burgers. These are very hit or miss. If they're frozen sirloin, they could be relatively healthy. If they're just regular ground beef, they could be very, very fatty. So without seeing the actual calories on these, it could range from, like well over 300 calories, like, 30 grams of fat, to something that's very lean and healthy. That's mostly protein. So it depends what the makeup is. It could be like 60% fat or more by calories. Chicken burgers, I'm not sure exactly what those are. Chicken burgers from my experience, are usually like chopped chicken meat pressed together, like processed rib meat. And again, those aren't like the best. Those aren't as good as actual chicken breasts, but they're a lot better than the garbage Chantal usually eats. That pasta is another one. It's not bad automatically. Depends how you make it. When you make it with an entire can of Parmesan cheese, it becomes terrible. It's like, I come up with a new verb, beezing. Beezing is my verb for whenever you take food that's reasonably good, reasonably healthy, and you destroy it.
A 4-pack of pasta, some containers for like sides, and also
yes, and she has no gallbladder. I keep forgetting about that. The no gallbladder, Christy. Thank you for mentioning that.
Food, some feta cheese, some pita bread, some Maggi cubes, bouillon, a huge pack of cheese slices for burgers and things,
yes,
grilled cheese. We have some burger sauce, kind of like a Big Mac sauce, I'm guessing.
Oh yeah, that mayonnaise sauce there. That sauce is probably all soybean oil. I would bet money that it's either palm oil or soybean oil is the first ingredient. Probably soybean oil because it's thinner. She laid this crap onto the burgers she made. She did make a burgers the other day, but she poured this junk on there. And she used the biggest bun you'd ever seen. A lot of people don't realize this, but a hamburger bun can be more calories than the hamburger. That's actually a common thing. A hamburger bun can be more calories than the hamburger, depending how big the hamburger is. So just keep that in mind if you like to have really large hamburger buns. You know, you're better off with a small bun, or even going without the bun sometimes if you want to have like me. I like to have some French fries or some mashed potatoes, like a Salisbury steak with mashed potatoes. But if I want French fries, I go without the bun. I just have a patty with some ketchup and mustard maybe, or maybe just some mustard and French fries with some barbecue sauce. And that way you really get a nice, you get I get all the things I like about the meal, but I cut out all the extra calories that way. Tomato sauce, I mean, ragu's not the worst in the world, but I wouldn't recommend it. I mean, I think you can do a lot better than ragu. You can make your own with canned tomatoes, or even fresh tomatoes. That's a little bit much. You know, that's getting to be a lot of work at that point. But canned tomatoes, tomato paste, spice, you can make your own. Or if you're going to buy a jar, you can usually do better than ragu. But I'm not going to crap on ragu. It's perfectly fine. I grew up on it. It's not bad. It's not, you know, it's not terrible. But it does have a fair amount of corn syrup added. And I think that's something they didn't used to have it. Oh, no sugar added. Okay, so that's good. But hopefully they're not just using clever writing, because it says no sugar added. Sometimes they write no sugar added, but they actually have added a corn syrup. Now, I don't know if ragu is doing it with this jar. I would have to look it up. But if they don't add either sugar or corn syrup, this is actually a good choice. If this is true to what the label says here, no sugar added, made with olive oil rather than palm oil or soybean oil, this might be a particularly good choice. But unfortunately, then she's got this cheaper one here, which doesn't have that same disclaimer on it. So it likely is made with sugar and palm oil. All right. So it depends
some
on
marinara for pasta and some pizza sauce. We also have some popcorn, black pepper, and
like the
chili
Southwest,
powder.
Spicy.
All right, and in case you don't notice, I didn't organize my grocery haul. A lot of
I
people
like
organize
coffee,
dairy
trade, actually.
with dairy, blah, blah. Even my mustard's not near my ketchup, but that's how I roll, okay? Nothing in my life is organized. We all know this. If you've been here a while, you know the deal.
Algerian sauce, very interesting. We know that Parmesan cheese didn't last long. Same thing, and the same thing with the French dressing and the yellow mustard.
Right. Okay, so I have a huge bag of basmati.
I think I was actually here for half of it was skinny. Or no, I wasn't. I
Can
missed
of
the grape
Goma or
leaves.
grape leaves. And yes, I did go through the former can I had. Yeah, I love those. We have Parmesan cheese, Algerian
Yes,
sauce
she is,
for
Rob.
burgers and fries.
Are you like the spice too,
find
Vista?
me. Some coriander.
And welcome to everybody in here. I know we got so much chat, I'm having trouble keeping up, but welcome to anybody I missed. I'm going to try to catch up with the chat in a second, and welcome to any lurkers. Glad you have here. Skinny might be coming in later tonight. If she's in here, it's usually easier for me to keep up with the chat, but I'm doing what I can, folks.
We have some, can't see it very well, but dill, fresh dill and parsley, and French dressing, my favorite salad dressing. What's your favorite salad dressing? Comment below.
Favorite salad dressing? What's your favorite salad dressing, folks? My favorite salad dressing is just plain oil and vinegar. I like to keep it simple. But I also like the, what do they call it? Like a raspberry vinaigrette. I like balsamic vinaigrette. Espresso whipped cream, that sounds good. And SH, yeah, whipping cream. Why not? Whipping cream, heavy cream, half and half. Any of that stuff is just as good to put in your coffee. It's better, I mean, in my opinion, than creamer. Now, if you don't have refrigeration, you have to do what you have to do. So, never made espresso. Espresso is just a type of coffee. Oh, maca pot. I don't know what that is either, actually. Elizu, not a fan of the meatballs. I mean, the bag doesn't make them look too great, but you can't say without. I mean, you can't always say without trying those. You got to at least take a look at the ingredients. Although you did see how they looked cooked. Yes, Rally, that's a good point. With Chantel, it really is the quantities more than the food itself. Yes, there are a lot of times she eats Kentucky Fried Chicken or some other junk food. She eats a lot of junk food. But even when she eats the junk food, she eats such huge quantities. If she could just cut down on the quantities, she eats enough variety that she could eat some regular stuff that, but even when she eats stuff that's not so bad, like rice and beef, the other day she had those kebabs with the rice, and it didn't look especially greasy. But she ate this gigantic portion. Yeah, and at least she has the meat. And welcome in, SH, also. If I didn't welcome you in. Oh, Wookiee Lover, welcome in. No problem. Spatchcock of chicken. I'm not familiar with that, Hippieista. Yeah, she did purchase some good items, but all she ate was the junk, unfortunately. Yeah, Angel. She did get some good stuff. Unfortunately, she didn't eat the good stuff. Yeah, you want to see that chicken, girl? That's exactly what we want to see. We want to see that whole chicken cooked up. Cook up a chicken for Salah. I used to cook up a whole chicken for my ex-girlfriend. She loved that. She would whenever I would cook up a chicken for a young lady, she would always get, that chicken is the best chicken I ever had. Ladies, your guy probably loves it when you cook him a nice meal. Yeah, because I've noticed it works the opposite direction too. So Foodie, if you're listening, cook Salah a nice. Oh, Salah, if you're listening, why don't you cook Foodie a nice meal? We've never seen Salah cook Foodie a nice meal. He's a very westernized guy. He's not old-fashioned. Why doesn't he ever cook her a meal for a change? Not saying he has to, but it'd be interesting to see. What did he used to cook before they lived together? She talked about how they used to eat and do video conferencing together. So what did he make for himself then? Yeah, most of the snacks were gone that night. As she used to do when she got groceries in Canada, sit there and eat most everything she bought in one night. And I'll tell you, Wookiee Lover, in a moment of weakness, I've eaten too many snacks. I've done that plenty of times where I bought a box of cookies to last for a week or something. They only lasted a day or two. So I've learned the hard way that I just can't buy too much stuff at once. I kind of have to take it easy on the amounts, because it's too easy to lose control and overeat. If I want to maintain a healthy weight, I have to, just know my temptations. It's like if somebody knows they drink too much, they probably shouldn't keep alcohol sitting around unnecessarily. Yeah, I'm the same way, SH. After I finish the grocery shopping, I usually just want to make something small. But let's keep in mind, Chantel didn't do the shopping. She just sat at home. Salah brought all the stuff home, and he probably put it all away, too. Yeah, at least there's no 60 candy bars this time. At least not that we could see. Chicken lips and buttholes pressed into a patty. Yeah, it could be. If it's the low-quality ones. Yeah, unfortunately. But that's what hot dogs and sausages are, too, so. Yeah, the noodles she got are super high in sodium, and she eats 2 packs at a time. Again, Wookiee Lover, excellent insight. The quantities are what make Chantel's food choices so irresponsible, because her weight is an issue for her. A pack of those ramen noodles is over 300 calories, last I checked. It's 350 calories, I think. Depends on the brand. Some are more, some are less. But it's over 300 calories. We know that. 2 packages is over 600 calories. Then she adds cream and cheese and all this extra stuff in there. It's not like, at least she added those 2 eggs that time, but she's taken something that's already unhealthy, and it's already just a bunch of carbs and salt, and then she adds a bunch of fat to it. Like, come on, Chantel, you're beezing the food up. Cauliflower spaghetti noodles, but I was not a fan of them, says Freedom Deep. I have not tried them, but I didn't think I would like them. And I'll say this, I think it depends on somebody individually. I know some people have issues with their blood sugar, so they have to avoid pasta, because a lot of pasta is high in high glycemic index carbs. Some's better than others. I know they make some pastas that are better than others. I'm not an expert on that, because I don't have an issue with my blood sugar, thankfully. But as long as you don't eat too much at once, regular pasta, as long as you don't have an issue with your blood sugar and you don't eat too much at once, regular pasta is not necessarily unhealthy. It's a lot of carbs, but again, it's about the amount. When I eat spaghetti, I don't, it's 200 calories a serving. I make about 1.5 servings. There's 8 servings in the box. I split it into about 5 portions, so that's about 1.5 each. Mediterranean diet does not mean pasta every day. If you eat pasta every day, just have a very small amount, right? Pizza for lunch. Pizza is good if you're going to eat stuff, you know. Pizza is, it depends how you make it. Some people can make very fattening pizza, but it doesn't have to be bad. Hey, Blondie, let me just put the video back on. I got to skip some of chat. There's just too much going on.
Ketchup, lemons, and 20 packs of chicken curry flavor Indomie noodles. All right, so we have
Yes, Kitty Goddess.
these
When you destroy
hazelnut
good
cookies.
food, Beezing.
We haven't tried these yet. We're going to try them. Chocolate covered. So,
Sad but true. Rob, I have to
some
agree.
mortadella beside the sweets. And we have some Reese's peanut butter cups. 2 packs, full
And
size.
welcome in, everyone. Please
And we
hit
have
like and
these
subscribe if
also
you're enjoying the
hazelnut
show.
cookies, chocolate covered. Some candy.
Those chocolate covered cookies, I'll say that as far as sweets go, those look pretty tasty. And hazelnut is definitely better than palm oil, depending how the sweets are made. If they're made with real chocolate, they look to be decent quality sweets, but the issue is the quantity, as always with Chantel. It's not the quantity. If she ate one of those little cookie things, she'd be fine.
And mushrooms. 2 packs of white beans. I like white bean stew. I'll do a recipe and I'll show you guys. 2 packs of
Beans, that's healthy. The canned Spam, not the best choice, but why the heck did she get canned Spam? She bought all that fresh meat. Why would you buy that canned Spam if you're not? I mean, if you can't afford better quality meat, I'm not trying to shame anybody. If all you have is Spam, that's fine. I've eaten Spam before. I've been tied up, but she obviously can afford fresh meat. So why buy Spam if you could afford fresh meat? I mean, I don't get that, but whatever. She wants to buy a can.
razors, some tortilla. All right, and we have some sweet corn. I'll show you what I'm going to do with that. You guys will love it.
Zero
And we have some
self-control.
treats here, some salted seeds. We have some, these are so,
I want to try those vanilla tasting nuts or whatever. I love nuts. I mean, it's easy to eat too many, but if you do the kind you have to shell yourself, it stops you from eating too many.
delicious. I think these are called coquita nuts. These are so delicious. They're hard to open. They give you a little tool when you buy them, but it's worth it. These
Only 4 fries. Hey, you know what? If you have the discipline to eat 4 fries, that's fantastic.
taste and smell like a vanilla, I wasn't focusing, like a vanilla treat or something.
I've researched sugar alcohols a little bit, Alizu. I try to avoid them in general because from what I've seen, they on paper, they're supposed to be so much better than sugar, but it seems that that's not how it bears out, and that people who eat a lot of them end up gaining a lot of weight, or they end up. I mean, I know that for people with keto, it's better than eating regular sugar, but you can't cheat. But you can only cheat so much. If you eat too many of them, it seems like they eventually start to have the same effect as sugar by itself. So I think you have to really be careful with them. They sound better. They advertise them as being like these perfect things that they don't count as carbs, and they're better than sugar, and they have all these positives, but the reality doesn't seem to really bear that out from what I've seen. But I'm not a doctor, so I'm not an expert on that stuff. So look into it, everybody. You double check yourself.
Tastes almost like a macadamia nut with like vanilla.
Probably a good idea.
So
Lisa.
good. We have some barbecue sunflower seeds
Yeah, it's not too
and
tough.
some barbecue pumpkin seeds.
Canned tomatoes.
All right, here we
seasoning.
have 2 cantaloupes, 2 heads of romaine. Don't these look nice?
That's interesting, Angel.
Some peppers.
Is there a reason why you like that particular brand, Angel? Does it just agree with your stomach better, or is there like an ingredient they use? I mean, you don't have to explain if you'd rather not. Just interested.
We also got like a whole lot of bottles of water, spring water.
Oh, and the juice. Juice is one of those things that I like juice. I like the taste of it. I like it too much though, so I don't buy it. Because the only time I use juice is when I make my protein shake in the morning. Because that's the only way that I could stop myself from drinking too much of it. Because if I pour a glass of juice, I'm just going to keep on drinking it. It's like chocolate milk. I want to keep drinking it. So the juice, Chantal is someone who has a body fat issue, needs to cut down her calories for her health, needs to give the juice a rest. I know she likes the juice, and on paper it's not bad, but when calories are an issue, juice is a poor choice. Just have to say it. As much as I like juice personally, it's a poor choice. I mean, look at those peppers. That's good though. And here, orange drink. 2 whole cartons of orange drink with the 2 jugs of juice. That's just such a poor choice for Chantel. If you have like a bunch of kids and they each get 1 little carton of orange drink, I guess that's one thing I can really stress. Not to be a broken record. Moderation and portion control. And if you know you have trouble with portion control, then stay away from the foods that you know you're going to overeat. If you know you're going to drink every drop of this juice, don't buy 2 bottles and 2 big cartons, because Chantel doesn't have the self-control to not drink all this stuff.
And 2 things of mixed berry juice. And my beloved Nescafe 3-in-1. Some burger buns.
Yeah, a little sugar. You want some sweetness.
And 3 cases of this orange drink. They're like juice boxes, basically.
Really? That's
so they look like this, and they're actually good
to
freeze as well. All right.
Sweet potato fries. Those
Coming
can be
into
good.
a finish here. So we have some peanut. So we have some peaches. They're like those donut style peaches. And we have some green onion, spring onion, some pears, some different flavored chips, tortilla chips, sweet chili pepper, hot chili and lime, sweet and sour, and nacho cheese.
Yeah,
some
the
aluminum
mods,
foil,
I know we have trouble with the modding.
some plastic
here.
to put down on the floor to eat, or to.
If you need some help, I guess I could force somebody into it, but
cover the table for eating. And we have a huge thing of fabric softener.
Oh, Colleen with a K. Glad you can make it.
Some butter.
I just saw you in here a minute
and
ago.
actually, the last thing we have here,
Glad you can make it, Colleen.
are some heavy-duty garbage
Welcome in.
bags. Some large garbage bags. All right, and that is the haul.
Green
so
trolling dish.
I'm gonna have fun continuing to put everything away, and we'll see you guys in the next
Parmesan
video.
went crazy on that spaghetti mess. Oh, buttermilk dressing is your favorite.
Yay.
Yeah, that's one that I've never tried actually. The buttermilk dressing. But yeah, simple vinaigrette is my favorite. Has anybody here tried those donut-shaped peaches? I've never tried those. Those look so interesting. You like Chipotle Southwest dressing? Buttermilk and cucumber? Tucker and Friends prefers blue cheese and ranch. I gotta say, I'm not big into ranch. Blue cheese, it depends. I like just a little bit of actual blue cheese rather than blue cheese dressing. That's what I like. And I also like Caesar salad dressing. That's another I like. Yeah, they look nasty cooked. I'm gonna say they looked okay. They didn't look great, but they didn't look terrible. They looked a little dry, but that could have just been the way she cooked them. And you're right, it is better to make them fresh, especially if you have time to cook them. Kitty Goddess likes honey mustard. Honey mustard is actually a really good choice if you want to avoid fats. It's got a lot of carbs because it's sweet, but if you're okay with carbs and you're trying to avoid fats, it's a really good choice. Really, really good choice if you're trying to stay away from the fats. Western dressing. I haven't tried that one. You know, and again, with the dressing, it's about quantity. If you put a little bit of dressing on there, it's probably not too bad. If you just pour that stuff on there, it's all pretty bad. French people don't actually consume French dressing. I have a feeling Russian people don't actually eat Russian dressing either. but that's just my guess. Angel of Glass can only have 1 cup of pasta, and I'm assuming with the ragu. You know, it's always interesting to hear what people have had to adapt after weight loss surgery. I mentioned I had the lap band surgery, and it didn't have to adapt too much on the food types, more about the quantities. Just can't go crazy with the quantity. You like the Olive Garden dressing. I've heard the Olive Garden dressing's okay. I know a lot of people really like it. I'm not a huge fan personally, but it's not bad. And I know a lot of people like it. Don't have a favorite, depends on the mood. Very fair. Oh, Lizu likes balsamic vinaigrette and olive oil. Oh, they do balsamic vinaigrette and olive oil. Okay, yeah, that's what I like. Making more and more meatless protein. Okay, yeah, you know, meat is my preferred way to get in the protein, but there's no requirement that you have to use meat. I mean, if you want to go vegan or if you're lactose intolerant, you can't have dairy, there's plenty of other good ways to get your protein in there. Just got to make sure that you get it. Okay, that's an interesting one here. Let me read this. 2 tablespoons of vinegar, 1 tablespoon honey or syrup, 1 tablespoon olive oil, crushed garlic, salt, pepper. That sounds really good. I think I would really enjoy that because that's basically what I already like. The oil and vinegar, but with some garlic and some sweetener, some pepper. Yeah, that sounds really good, Ariel. That sounds pretty healthy too. I like that. Okay, very good, Elizu. Very good. Yeah, meat is one of those things. It's controversial. Some people really love it. Some people really hate it. I personally like it. I think that it depends on the person. I think some people it's really good. Some people not so much. So I think you just gotta really, diet is so individualized. Nutrition is so individualized. That's why let me put back up that doctor disclaimer here. Yeah, that nutrition is individualized. If you have any real questions on what you should do with your diet, what you should eat, talk to a nutritionist, talk to a dietitian. But if you just want to discuss it, I'm here for you on that. I'm happy to talk about that. Oh, Durab had gastric bypass in 2001. That was a long time. And I can't not stand spaghetti since. It's weird. I could tolerate other pasta, but spaghetti is a big no. Sick as a dog. That's interesting. That's very interesting. How different foods affect different people, especially after a surgery like that. For me, cold chicken breast, for whatever reason, like cold chicken breast, I can't get it down. It like sticks in my gullet. I just can't get it down. But most other things are not really a problem. But for some reason, that is one. Like all kinds of dressings. The kebab didn't look good. It was dry and bland. Yeah, well, okay, maybe it wasn't the greatest. It looked okay. I guess maybe I'm not judging too harshly. I'm trying to judge very generously. Geez, we are so behind on the chat. I just got to cut some of this chat out. I'm sorry, folks. We're just not going to get caught up. If I miss anybody, please tag me. Hey, oranges. I'm just trying to get through this quickly. You know what? Nuts are great, but it's easy to eat too many of them. I will say that. I've eaten too many. $5.50 per pack. I'm just trying to skip everything quickly here. If I miss any, Docta, not doctor, exactly. No more Nashies. Welcome in. And welcome to anybody I missed. My apologies. I'm just trying to get through this chat really quickly so I can get back to the video. I speak out. Welcome in. I love making fruit water. Oh, fruit water. That sounds good. Like made with fresh fruits or like a fruit puree or a what do you call it? Like a fruit juice. Do you like to use that? Let's put this. Speaking of what I eat, since I got people in here and I got all those votes yes, here is how I've been helping. Here's how I've been doing on the Skinny Queen Accountability Challenge. Here's a little video of me.
Hello everyone, this is Dr. Phil. I'm going to get some sweets and some pizza. I'm going off my diet a little bit today.
There you go. That was recorded yesterday. But I've only gained like a pound in the last couple weeks. So I've been doing all right. I've not been doing badly. Okay, so I gotta really just cut through a bunch of this chat again. My apologies, folks. If there's anything you want me to see, please just type it again and tag me. Yes, grading blood work is important. You need to know what's up. Hippie East had a bypass in 2014. No ice cream for her. Thank you very much. I do like fruit-infused waters. Haha. Short and sweet. Okay, that works. Yeah, if you want to tag me, yes, please tag me. Because unfortunately, I just cannot keep up with the chat tonight. My apologies to everybody. Oh, I saw Colleen with a K tagged me. Hello, Colleen. And hello, Oranges Poranges. $5.50 per pack, yes. Please tag me if you want me to see it. Because I just am not going to be able to catch all of the chat tonight. I'm sorry, folks. I just got a little too much. But that's a good thing, right? It's awesome that we've got so many people in here. Yeah, frozen fruit chunks. Okay, so let me put on another one of these videos. I want to do actually something different, something not a Chantal related. Or actually, you know what? Let me do the Mount Everest viewing. Let me do the Mount Everest. Okay, Mount Everest, Alpine Ascents. I found this place is in Seattle, Washington. If anybody here wants to climb Mount Everest, here's a good place to start. Chantal, if you're serious, this is what I found. Training for Mount Everest. Books to consider. The Outdoor Athlete. Training for the New Alpinism. Emmanuel for the climber as an athlete? Oh, let me take this off so you can also see this a little bit better. Okay. Preparation for the climb. Right over here. To reach the summit, Chantel, I'm talking to you here, 29,035 feet. Oh, and Rally, thank you. This was your suggestion. You must be in, let's see what they say here, top physical, emotional, and psychological. Uh-oh. I don't know if Chantel's going to cut this. I mean, to be fair, I don't know if I'd make that. That benchmarks for physical conditioning include. Here, Chantel, if you're not sure if this is a good trip or not, here's some easy way to know. Successful previous trips above 20,000 feet. Are they including in an airplane? I mean, if they included an airplane, I mean, I guess they've been successful. They'll gain experience dealing with gear and equipment. She knows how to use a propane stove from her old apartment. Handling extremely cold temperatures. She's from Canada. She can do that. And extreme altitude. Again, she's gotten really high, so she can handle that. Solid cramping skills. She gets cramps all the time. She's been off the rock, off the snow, and off the ice. She's been off all three of those when she was with Natter. Repelling. Yeah, she repels me. Jumars. I think Jumar lives in Kuwait, so she could find him without too much trouble. In addition to solid alpine living, snow and ice climbing skills, you need significant strength, endurance, high altitude tolerance. All right, she has a high tolerance and strong cardiovascular conditioning. I don't think they mean an enlarged heart. All right, so folks, I guess I'll do a poll in the chat. Before we even get any farther. What aspect, don't tell me this is going to be the poll. What aspect of the Everest climb will Chantel easily handle? Yeah, what part is she gonna have no trouble with? The physical requirements, the emotional requirements, the psychological requirements, the financial requirements. Oh, no, we'll make the last one, or the, okay, here's the answers. Here's the questions. Okay, folks, I put up there you go. It's gonna be it's a bit of a silly question. It's not the most scientific. Keep in mind, Chantel, just because you exercise regularly at lower elevations does not mean you have the conditioning needed to stay on top of the world. Yes, Chantel, just because you were going to the gym all those months doesn't mean you they didn't let me do 5 options, unfortunately. I wanted to put a 5, none of the above. But they didn't let me do the none of the above. Sorry, took a bite of my oatmeal. But hold on a second. There's one way that Chantel is prepared for the trip. You need to expend, you need physical conditioning at lower altitudes necessary to ascend 4,000 feet of elevation on successive days carrying 50 to 60 pounds. Although you will not be carrying 50 to 60 on Everest, by conditioning your body to that high tolerance, and again, Chantel has a high tolerance, you will have built extra reserves that will serve you well in the mountain as you start to lose musculature and body fat from being at extreme altitudes for 2 months. So she has an extra reserve of body fat that will help her survive for the 2 months that she's going to be doing the extreme altitudes. That's right, Chantel. It's a full 2 months to get to base camp, ascend to the peak, and then back. Apparently. I guess because you have to spend a lot of time waiting at the base camp, from my understanding. Prioritize your training efforts in the following way, assuming you are in good health and injury-free. Uh-oh. Wait a minute. I think we may have to, this poll maybe have to cancel it. It says prioritize your training efforts in the following way, assuming that you are in good health and injury-free. Well, Chantel is neither of those things. So I guess that, yeah, this just isn't going to happen. All right, folks. Sorry, my mistake. I thought that she was going to be able to do this, but... Oh, wait a minute. Maybe she still can. It says she only needs a year to train. A solid baseline of fitness for the last 6 to 9 months. Progressively ramp up your hike time, distance, and elevation at roughly 10% a week. Below are more details on how to incorporate this into your program. So anybody interested, go to Alpine Ascents. They're located in Washington. I'm not endorsing them because I don't know anything about them, but this information they're providing seems legitimate. I don't see why it wouldn't be. Let's see how you folks in the chat are, what you have to say. Let's end this poll. I don't think this is very scientific. Okay, let's end the poll. So let's see what you have to say in the chat. Every requirement, none of it. She has none, not even. You folks are being, it's almost like you don't want to see her go to Mount Everest. Do you really not want to see her get to Mount Everest? Oh, and Colleen with a K tagged me. Says, you are so right. Diet is a personal thing. While one person may need to monitor sodium intake, another may need to pay more attention to sugar. That's so right, Colleen. Even when I was at my heaviest, I didn't have an issue with the salt or even really with blood sugar. I had a little bit of a blood pressure issue, but it was very minor. I mean, it was more just a matter of getting my calories under control, because I didn't really have a problem with salt or sugar or any of that kind of stuff. I'm sure I would have gotten one eventually, but for my case, that was what was most important, was monitoring my calories, getting my weight down. Now that my weight's down, my sugar, my all that other stuff is exactly where I want it to be. Has to be able to ascend Mount Chantel. She'll wing it just like she did with Kuba and Kuwait. You know, I think if she does make it up Everest, you know what we're going to get to experience? That's right. We're going to get to experience the frozen, cold, mountaintop scent of a Beezer. I love that. I'm sorry for using that too much. Yeah, that's actually a good point, rally point. Now, of course, Chantel's not really going to be able to go up Everest. It costs $11,000 for a permit, I've heard. So even if she ignored every single bit of advice and decided to try it anyway, she probably couldn't even afford it. So I don't think it's a real concern. But if she could afford it, yeah, she would be putting her guides in danger, because they would try to save her life. And, you know, I mean, hopefully she wouldn't even attempt it once she saw what was up, but she very easily could get someone hurt. Yeah, she'll get Sala to climb on her behalf. Yeah, she could do it. I get you, Nashies. I've had to do some tough wilderness experiences when I was a youth. Thankfully, as an adult, I've mostly avoided the wilderness. I've never been a big outdoorsman. But as a kid, I used to have to do some wilderness trekking. It was tough. It was tough out in the swamp. The only mountain Chantel is going to handle is the one she builds on her plate. On top of Mount Spaghetti, all covered with cheese. I lost my poor meatball during Chantel's bees. Yeah, and that's another good point, rally point. My diction is terrible. It's another good comment, rally point. Mount Everest is the hardest mountain climb. I mean, I shouldn't say the hardest. There might be some others that are harder, depending on the ascent conditions. But it's the highest mountain climb in the world, and certainly one of the hardest. If there's a harder one, I'm not aware of it. There probably is. But it's the highest. It's really hard. People have not even made it up every side of the mountain. They've only made it to the peak, I think, on 2 sides. There's like most of the mountain peak is still unexplored. People haven't even climbed it because it's too dangerous to climb the other ways up the mountain. They can only really they basically only take one way, and I think some people have taken like some slight other variations, but there's still a lot of it that's unexplored because it's just too dangerous. Maybe there's a Yeti up there. Who knows? Probably not, but there could be. It's unexplored, at least by Westerners, and even the Sherpas don't go up to the peak. Even they don't go up there. They call it the death zone. She'll get a green screen to take pictures of herself at the summit. She's going to climb a landfill. She'll be a skinny goddess when she reaches the top. By the time she reaches the top, her hair will be long enough that she can let it down like Rapunzel for Salah to climb up. That'll be that's what she's going to do. She's going to climb Mount Everest, and her hair is going to grow so long that she's going to be able to let Salah climb it to get to the top. Yep. Exactly, oranges, poranges, green boots. That's the name. I wasn't aware of. They even have a name for the fellow. But there's more than one deceased person up there. It's too dangerous to recover their bodies. Sadly, thankfully they're preserved up there, so someday they should be able to recover them. But they're just hoping for conditions that allow it. She can't even get past Mount Fupa. Could Salah get past Mount Fupa? That's the better question. You folks are good. I got you on that. Okay, so let's see did I get the results of the poll? What happened to the poll? I never got the results. What the heck? The poll never showed me Darn it. Did anybody see what the result of the poll was before it got closed? That's another good thing, Rally. Good mention, Rally Point. Going up climbing up the top of what do you call of Everest is obviously not an option, but the fact that she can't even go to the grocery store without getting a heat stroke. That's something to keep in mind here. Let me actually pull that up for anyone who hasn't seen that. One second here. Let me actually pull this one up. I'm going to let this one play while I talk. Put the volume just a little bit. Yeah, this is Foodie talking about how she had a heat stroke. Let me put a link to this one in the chat also. I got this one from...
Usually stay in the
which
car.
channel did I get this from?
Sipping my coffee or drink. And he'll call me video or...
This is in Piggy's channel.
He just wants me to be comfortable because it's so hot.
Are we learning about carb loading butterfly effect? Chantel is teaching us whether we want to learn or not. That's our question.
The day we went to the cafe, we were sitting outside. The fans are deceptive because...
She wouldn't have a problem with the emotional.
It wasn't cool. Like, the fans were blowing around warmish air.
Oh, man.
But, like...
She gets exhausted just thinking about going to the car. Exactly.
Excuse me. Which was pretty hot. For some reason...
She's going to be a huge landmark.
I didn't think...
Yeah, Wookie, exactly. They wouldn't actually let her. And welcome anybody who's come in. My apologies I've missed anyone.
My head was drenched with sweat.
This is when she was eating the mountain of cheese. She was on Everest Cheese Mountain. Mount Cheddarist, as somebody failure to lunch called it.
Talking to me about tinfoil. And I remember just looking at him and
the abominable snow hijabi.
Reality. I'm like, I don't.
We could roll her down the mountain, but it would make an avalanche.
Okay, go to the car. Go to the car right away.
That's a good point, Wookiee lover. On Everest, they travel in groups for safety. I hope it did. I'm glad.
And then we decided it was just safer for me to.
It's
groceries and
it's a sad state of affairs.
While there.
I'll just
So I
pause
could
for a
grocery
second.
shop, but
It feels like the government needs to take a year off of letting people climb the mountain just to clean the place off. But they depend on the money so much for the permits that, what are they going to do? And there's also a lot of corruption. I know that a lot of permits are, sold without, that the politicians, sell them off without, through less official channels. So who knows how the money gets, where the money actually goes. But yeah, it's a sad state of affairs. I'm sure eventually somebody will be responsible and shut it down for a year or two and clean it up. Hopefully it happens before it leads to a serious problem.
But the thing is like, we make it work. Like, for example, if it's his job to go do all the groceries.
Ooh, thank you.
During the
Beezer,
day.
you are the champ.
From now on, if I go with him, it'll be at night. Most places are open late. But then when the food comes home, it's my job to put everything away and organize the kitchen, which is also a task,
I'm glad it was, Neely. Oh, welcome in, Lady Nighthawk.
Another
you are.
thing I thought,
I agree with Rally. You are awesome, Eliza.
it could have been anxiety. Because,
Ooh, Wookiee lover. That is the skull staring us in the face. If she already kind of needs an oxygen tank already, like she really kind of does. Like, she's always gasping for breath if she has to do any kind of activity beyond just eating. I don't even mean, I'm not even trying to be rude. Chantal admits that she's having trouble breathing. It's why she's going to lay off the shisha. So for her to go someplace where even people who are in good shape use oxygen tanks, it's absolutely unreasonable. It's absurd. It's absurd. Oh, wow. Well, I will say there's degrees of heat stroke, but considering Chantel's weight, it's hard to believe that she would not need medical attention if she was suffering from a heat stroke for real. So trolling Bish, I think you make a very fair point. It's not everybody has to go to the hospital when they get heat stroke. Some people get heat stroke and survive. But it's still, to be safe, it's a good idea. And in Chantel's case, because she already is struggling with her health, I think that she absolutely would have had to have gone. I mean, that would have been life-threatening, I think, if she got heat stroke, because she is already in such poor shape. So, yeah.
It was really busy at that time.
He's at the top of Crack Mountain, allegedly.
And so maybe a combination of the heat and all the people.
Wants her to be comfortable. Wants her to rest in peace.
I don't know.
Yeah, I have to agree with that. Oranges, porridges, and I think that's what Trolling Bish was getting at as well. But yeah, that was Chantel talking about how she got heat stroke just from going shopping. She did not really get heat stroke, in my opinion. Now again, let me put up the doctor disclaimer. Not really a doctor. I don't know if she really had heat stroke or not, but in my opinion, she didn't. In my opinion, that's what it was. That's all that she experienced. I think she had a whiff of that, and it put her down. It could be actually that. It could have been that. It could have been blood sugar issues. I know she has an issue with her gallbladder. Wow, in the 90s or in his 90s? Because either way, I mean, in his 90s, that's impressive. He recovered so well. But either way, that's good to know that he recovered well. I never had heat. I guess I never had heat stroke, but I almost had heat stroke once, or maybe I had a very mild case once, but it wasn't severe. But it was a very unpleasant experience. Like, I felt cold, even though I was actually really hot. I didn't realize how hot it was. I was like dripping sweat, and the air conditioner broke, and I didn't realize, and it was in the middle of summer, and I don't feel like going through the whole story, but the point is that I opened up the door, and I got like a cold breeze, and I was like, how come I got a cold breeze on like a really hot day? And then I look at the thermostat and it was off the thing. Like it was so high up. It was one of those old fashioned thermostats with the bar that moves mechanically, and it only went up to 90. And it only went up to, it went up to 90. And the thermostat was at 90 and it couldn't go any higher. And I was like, holy crap. I must be, I'm really in bad shape if I'm not, I didn't even feel hot. I felt like cold. Like I was getting like chills, even though I was so hot. So I just drank a bunch of water and eventually I felt better. So let me get through the chat here also. Right? She could just get there and take a picture at the top. Yep. Geez, wow. That's rough. Jeez Louise. Prayers for your family, Lady Nighthawk. Just an excuse to stay home. Agreed. Mount Everest, Mount Green Screen. That's what she's doing. Carb loading for the base camp. That's in his 70s. Okay. Well, that's still impressive that he recovered so well. Hey, Goose Chuck, hello. Welcome to the chat. Yeah, she had an excuse stroke, just like the migraine. Great points. Okay, so let me actually put on a different person and hat tip over to not to ALR. This is Pink Fairy. Hat tip over to Kidney J for giving me the insight on this person. They are also not really too good with their shopping habits. So let me pull up the shopping trip she did. Okay, here we go. So we're going to look at her shopping and see, is she shopping a little more wiser than Chantel, or is she shopping the same way? She's also struggling with her weight. I don't really know much about her, so I'm not going to say much critical or positive. I'm just going to talk about what she's buying. Yeah, and Kidney J does a great job, actually. If Lady Nighthawk or any of my other mods wants to post a link to Kidney J, that would be awesome. I could post one if y'all folks can't get it, but okay. So let me put on. This is Pink Fairy here. All right, let me take off the video. I'm still getting used to taking these videos on and off. Okay, there we go. Okay.
To my channel. We just went to Kroger's real quick.
But to Kroger's real quick. What she got? She got Sprite and zero sugar lemonade. Well, the Sprite, you know what I think of Sprite. Sweetie Cola is never a good choice if you're trying to lose fat. Sweetened cola is always a poor choice for that. And the zero sugar lemonade is likely made with artificial sweetener, so I guess it's technically better than the sweetened one. But drinking that artificial sweetener all the time will often get you in the mood to eat more sweets. Speaking of eating sweets, what does Dr. Phil have to say about sweets?
Hello everyone, this is Dr. Phil. I'm going to get some sweets and some pizza. I'm going off my diet a little bit today. Hello everyone, this is Dr. Phil.
Okay, there you go. That's what I have to say about that. Yeah, Chantel and her loopholes. Very well. Yes, Kidney J. Hey, Skinny Queen. Glad you could make it. Skinny Queen was off doing her exercise today. She's keeping herself accountable. Skinny, let me show you how I've been accountable, just in case you missed it. I want to keep myself accountable.
Hello everyone, this is Dr. Phil. I'm going to get some sweets and some pizza. I'm going off my diet.
There you go. That's how I've been staying accountable. All right. So here, let's do the yes, and everybody, please check out Skinny Queen's channel if you haven't already. If she wants to post a link to her channel, she's more than welcome to do. Also, Sara-Jane's Journey, her other channel. Check them both out if you have not already. You could find me on Skinny Queen Reacts channel as a guest as well. If you enjoy me on here, you'll enjoy me on there, I think. All right, so let's keep it going.
Minute Maid lemonade zero sugar, which is really good. You guys should try it. Some I think it's got, how many's it got in it? Of the Sprites? 10 of the mini cans of Sprites. And then we got 12 Mimi, I'm filming here. She's like, I don't give a crap. And then 12 of the Pure Leaf no sugars. So I got those instead of the cola. So I'm still gonna
See, this kind of artificial sweetener stuff is not a good choice because it's very easy to drink all these artificial sweeteners and then you still have the craving for sweets. So then if you don't eat you'll end up either always having to eat a lot of artificial sweetener, or you're going to end up eating regular sweets, because if you can't get your artificial sweetener, because you're constantly going to want those sweets because you're so used to the artificial sweetener. So that's one of the ways in which artificial sweetener is not as good as it seems. It sounds better than it is. Because yeah, it's no calories, that's great. But unfortunately, it maintains your taste for sweets. Uh-oh, I think we have a special guest, a sweet lady in the house. Let's see who it is.
Hello, everybody. Hello. Hi, Dr. Phil. How are you?
Hello, Skinny Queen. I am well. Welcome aboard tonight. Glad to have you on.
Well, I'm glad I could make it. I had to take Luna for a walk first, but and then I was at the gym. But yes, and
Not a problem.
I need to log in my computer so I can see the comments in chat. But hello, everybody. Thank you for having me.
It's always a pleasure, Skinny. We went over the requirements to climb Mount Everest. Just a little bit more than Chantel might be comfortable with. Just a little. And we also looked at the what was the first thing we looked at? Her grocery haul again. The one you looked at the other day, but I gave it a more in-depth Dr. Phil analysis.
Okay, that sounds interesting.
And now we're actually doing a video from Pink Fairy. She did a grocery haul, Kroger Marketplace, Aldi, all this stuff. Kidney J put me on to Pink Fairy. She's herself, I don't know a ton about her, but I know she's struggling with her weight. So I wanted to just kind of look at what she eats and maybe see how she maintains her weight, or is she going to be losing weight soon from what she's eating, or is she going to be gaining more? You know, let's see how she eats. Let's see what she shops.
Right. Okay. I'm very familiar with Pink Fairy, so
okay. Yeah. Well, then you could spoil it. Do you think, if you want to? But
no, I haven't watched her in probably like over maybe 2 years now, but I knew Pink Fairy from back in the day.
Oh, okay.
I don't really watch Pink Fairy I don't watch anything Pink Fairy like without reaction. Let's just say that. And I'm not 100 on her, but we can definitely do this. I do know the lore, though.
Well, I'm glad we got you then. Perfect timing. And yes, water is king. Water is queen. Water is what you should be having with you if you want to. For a good diet, a good nutritional program, water is your best drink for most of the time. We're watching Pink Fairy. She's a mess. Yeah, I don't know much about her. So I'm interested to
learn. Got my water.
Got your water. Awesome. I've got a seltzer with me. I don't have a camera though.
That's okay.
Okay, so let me pull up the vid here. And this vid is actually from Pink Fairy's channel directly. So I'll give the link.
But those Minute Maids are real good. And then up here, let me zoom back out. Hold on, let me. I've got a Dunkin's iced coffee because we didn't go to Dunkin's today. French vanilla, not mine. Hellman.
Okay. Hellman's light mayonnaise. Now my question is, how do they get it light? What makes it light? Is it whipped with more air, so you just get less mayonnaise per serving? I mean, how do they actually get it lighter? What do they take out? Because you can't take out the oil. You can't take out the eggs, right? Like, how do you make the mayonnaise lighter? I don't get that. Like, all I can think of is that they whip it to put in more air. But if it's more air, all they did was give you less mayonnaise.
Right.
So I'm not really sure how they make the mayonnaise lighter. And considering they don't tell you how, it makes me think that, they probably just whip the mayonnaise so that there's less calories per serving, but there's not actually less calories per gram. You know what I mean? Like less calories by volume, but it's the same by weight.
Did you see what Simply Diana Lynn said?
Oh, let me pull that up.
She's 75. She's lost 125 pounds in 1 year.
Fantastic, Diana Lynn. You did even better than me. That is just so awesome to hear. 1,200 calories a day. If that's where you need to be, that is fantastic. I have a family member who's in her 70s, and that's around where she needs to eat to maintain a healthy weight as well. So yeah, that makes a lot of sense. That is just such great news. You probably have a whole new lease on life. I've been doing pretty good. The last 2 years, I lost about 90 pounds or so. I've been keeping it off now for a while. So that's I'm feeling great. Skinny, she's working on her diet. We're all trying to be healthy here. And by the way, I don't ever want to pressure anyone. There's no pressure to diet or exercise, do anything if you're not interested. Just be yourself, be as healthy as you want to be. And as long as, you're being honest with yourself, that's, you're headed in the right direction.
Yes, absolutely. Hey, Tucker and friends and Twinkle Toes. Yes, there's a channel called Karma that reviews Pink Fairy as well. So that's
there?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I see. I gotta
Hey,
spread out my awareness.
Oh, good night, D-Rob. Have a good one. We'll talk to you later.
Good night, Rob.
Hi, Oranges Pornges. Rally Point.
And Rosalind, welcome in, Rosalind. And welcome to anyone who I've missed. And welcome to any lurkers. There's never any requirement or expectation to chat, but all chatters are very much appreciated.
Hey, Stacy.
Rosalind says, doesn't light mayo have more sugar? I could be wrong. I think it depends on the specific one. If I think the low-fat mayo has more sugar, but if it says less calories, then it means the calories have to come out of somewhere. The ones where it says low fat, they usually put in more sugar. The ones where it says low sugar, they usually put in more fat. But when it says less calories, where'd the calories, they have to come from someplace. So it always makes me question. So I always like to look at the label and see where exactly did they go. And without having looked at the label personally, I've got to feel like it's just air. It's an illusion. They just whipped in more air, probably. I don't want to say that's what they did, but I've seen a lot of condiments where they do that.
Hey, Denise W. She says, I've been trying to lose 30 pounds for the last 30 years. Do not give up, Denise. I struggled with weight loss from 2017 till I think it was 2022. So 5 years, I was struggling. I kept trying and failing, trying and failing. And of course, lifelong too, I've had some, return of weight, but never give up. It's never, it just might kick in for you. Never give up.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And another thing I think to keep in mind, you say you haven't lost those 30 pounds, but how many pounds have you not gained? How many, you could have, you're probably going to think, oh, well, have I eaten right? Have I not eaten right? Some people don't even, the fact that you were trying to lose those 30 pounds likely stopped you from gaining a lot more. Because if you didn't have that discipline where you were trying to lose that 30, who knows what you would have been eating? Who knows what you would have been drinking? I mean, I don't know for sure. I don't know your history. But if you're maintaining your weight, you're not gaining. So I understand it's probably frustrating. You probably want to get those 30 off. But at least you haven't put on more than that. So you still only have 30 to get off. That's maybe not the best news, but 30 is a doable goal. If you want to talk a little bit about what you feel you struggle with particularly, do you feel it's the nutrition? Do you feel it's the activity, your consistency? I'd be interested in hearing, about what I love just to talk about, what works for different people, because it's so individualized, and we all have to find what works for us. And some people, unfortunately, never do. But some people, when it clicks, and it's not like there's a magic pill or something like that, but there's better and worse programs for each person. What would you say, Skinny?
Oh, I absolutely. It's on what you're comfortable with, what works for you. What works for me may not work for the next, but I have found that, just in my opinion, with me, moderation and just not being too strict about things, like just allowing here and there, but it's all about balance. Life is balance, no matter what you're doing. So
Totally.
You have to have balance.
And Denise, being very honest, all of the above. You know what? I know what that's like. It's a little bit of everything. I can't, I don't have time to do an individual discussion right now, but I would love to, one of these days we'll have a show. We'll have a little bit of, maybe we'll do a show where we all kind of do a group chat about diet programs and stuff, because I'm still working on that ebook, and I'm making a little progress. I'm also doing a little secret project I'm working on. I'll just say it's musical. Hopefully I'll have something done with that in a few weeks.
I do have a thing I like to say. I don't think diets work. I think lifestyles work, because it has to be a lifestyle. And there used to be a saying, the first 3 letters in the word diet spells die.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah, when I say diet, but I don't mean a diet, like a crash diet. I don't mean that. When I say diet, I just mean like your menu, what it is that you eat. A diet can be, anything. Your diet is simply the foods you eat. Like an animal has a diet, every human has a diet. It's just that's all I mean by that. I don't mean that you have to restrict or anything like that. It's just the language I use. I
get that. Totally. Totally.
Yeah, that's all. And no more Nashies gets me. Yeah, that's all I mean by that. But you are right, Skinny, though. It is about a lifestyle change, because a short-term crash diet is not helpful in the long term. Look at Amber Lynn. She's had diets where she's lost weight. Even Foodie had a period where she lost like 40 pounds or something, but it came right back.
Yeah, these quick fixes, they just don't. They help in, short term, but you have to be able to maintain that long term. And a lot of the, I'll say, MLM diet plans, they just don't. They're not long term.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. I mean, there are programs that work well in the short term, but don't work well in the long term. And that doesn't mean they're bad programs, but it means you have to have a second program ready with that long-term component.
Yes, Foodie had a snow diet, Dr. Phil. It was a snow days. Snow days for Foodie.
Hey, well, there was still a crash, right? That's a crash diet.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see a little more of Pink Fairy's Pink Groceries.
It's my eyes. It's kind of dark. Sun's out, but
those iced coffee drinks. Now, I guess it depends on the brand, because some of them are made with real milk and cream. But if it's made with like artificial creamer, don't drink that. If it's made with real milk, it might be very caloric, but at least there's some protein in there, so it's not totally bad.
that's of our.
All right, all natural turkey burgers. Good and bad. For the most part, good. It says here no added hormones or steroids, which doesn't mean no hormones or steroids, just means they didn't add any more in. No nitrates, that's good. Or nitrites added, which means if there might already be nitrites in there. No artificial ingredients with an asterisk. So this is a really, really good label, right? It makes you feel very confident when you read that. No extra steroids. No nitrates added, and no nitrates but nitrites added, and no artificial ingredients with an asterisk. So, Butterball, you're giving me all this. You're giving me a ton of confidence with this label. Now, in all seriousness, I probably would eat this, because it's still, even though maybe it's not the giving me, like it says all natural with a star next to it. That star means it's not actually all natural.
I don't necessarily think ground turkey is better than lean beef. Just because they use a lot of dark meat, for ground
No, you're
turkey.
100% correct. It's
Yeah, so I think it's like a they try to roll people in with like these fancy, packaging and hey, all natural, it's turkey,
the
it's
buzzwords.
healthier. But that's not necessarily the case.
I think that's a great point. And I'm not saying this is bad. I don't want anybody to think I'm saying this is a bad product. I haven't thoroughly tested it. I don't know for a fact that what is in there. I'm just saying to be careful when you see these buzzwords, because these buzzwords can mean something good, but they might not. They might just be buzzwords that don't mean much of anything. So that's all I'm saying, is just to be more careful than just looking at the label quickly and assuming what it means. And Skinny is also 100% correct. There is nothing inherently better about turkey over beef. If the turkey has a lot of dark meat, fat, when they make the turkey, it says right here, 7% fat. That means at least 7% by weight is just the extra fat and the skin and the buttholes or whatever you want to call it. Just the extra bits and pieces are thrown in there. So
No More Nashi said fat is added to ground turkey and chicken because it's dry without. It is no healthier than beef.
excellent point. Excellent point. And I will say, I do like a little bit of fat in the beef. I don't like the 100, what is it, like the 99% or the 97% lean? For me, that's just a
Oh,
little
I
bit too
do
lean.
80/20. I do ground chuck, but I drain it. I always drain it.
Well, that's good there. That's good. And I
Yeah.
will say 80/20 is not bad. That's probably what I like to eat when I'm trying, to be a little bit more responsible. I'll probably do a little bit leaner. But 80/20 is probably what I think is the best compromise of taste and health. If you want something that's really good and tasty, but you still want to get a little bit healthier, I think 80/20 is probably the sweet spot.
Yes, Alizu, ribeye is delicious. By the way, ribeye, yes, because it's fatty, it has a lot of flavor. It definitely does.
I'm not the biggest fan of ribeye because it is fatty, but I just bought ribeye today because it was on sale. So what kind of
It's
hypocrite am I?
delicious, Dr. Phil. It's got and it's usually tender because of that.
Well, I always make the steak very rare, so for me, it's tender, whatever cut I get. Whereas when you get the ribeye, it's good because you can overcook it a little bit more, and it still comes out very tender because it is a little fattier, and you actually do
Sometimes
want
I
to cook
do
it a little
90.
more.
Yeah, sometimes I do 90/10. Sometimes, yeah. It's not bad. 90
Okay,
10's not bad.
I think 80/20 would be what they call lean twinkle toes. I'm not sure if it is exactly, but I would assume it's similar if it's not
What,
exactly.
80/20?
Yeah, she says in Canada they don't list it by the percentage. They just classify it as regular lean or extra lean. So I
It's
would
still
imagine,
lean. Yeah, 80/20 is still lean. Yeah.
yeah, I would imagine that that's what it's labeled as. So it's similar. Yeah, I like the ribeye. I guess I would make it like medium rare because I normally like the steak rare, but the ribeye rare it's better medium rare because it does have that extra fat. Hey,
I
Kidney
like
J,
I like medium.
welcome in.
That's how I eat my ribeyes. Medium. I
Well,
like the slightly pink in the middle.
I think that's why you like ribeye then, because it's ribeye is pretty good medium, whereas a sirloin medium is going to be so darn tough. A sirloin you have to make it very rare, but a sirloin is super lean. It's actually leaner than most than a lot of other types of meat. If you want like the leanest cut of meat, get a sirloin steak. That's super lean.
Oh,
Make it
good,
really
Kidney
rare.
J. I wasn't the only late one today. Thank you. Yes, welcome, Kidney J. I just
Yeah,
got here a little bit ago,
I
too.
think Rally makes a great point. It's a preference of taste. If you like turkey, get the turkey burger. If you like beef, get the beef burger. There's not one that's automatically better than the other. It's whatever one you like more, I think, or whichever one's
Yeah.
a better deal.
Ooh, I like tenderloin, too. I like that, too. And I like a porterhouse. I like a lot. I like steak, okay? I like
Gragath,
porterhouse. I like tenderloin. Yep.
Gragathy is not a fan of duck. I have to say, I do like duck. I will say I like duck. I'm more of a fan of
I
duck than
do
turkey,
not.
actually.
I have to agree with Gregathy.
right,
No
well,
duck for me.
we're
Too
allowed to
gamey for
disagree.
me.
We're allowed to
We always
disagree.
disagree. It's okay.
I don't really care too much for turkey. I like duck a lot more than turkey. In fact, on Thanksgiving, I like to make a duck.
It's just a little too gamey for me. That's all.
I guess it depends on the brand. I've had duck that is a little gamey, so I understand what you mean. The brand that they have here it's farm raised, so it's very mild tasting.
Yes, sirloin is usually used in stir fries a lot of times. That is true, Gregory. I use sirloin for my stir fries.
Okay.
You can also use, I think it's called, oh, I forget the cut of it. There's a couple of different cuts you can use for stir fry.
Flank steak is a good one if you want to have
That's
like a
the
chop
flank steak.
Yeah,
Thank you.
that's a good one for stir fry, the flank steak. It's gotten expensive though. It used to be so cheap, but it's gotten expensive sadly.
There's Laura. Laura and Kidney J are here. Woohoo!
We got the whole team in now.
We can finally get the party started. Everybody's here.
Lady Nighthawk's a big fan of tenderloin. Tenderloin, if you're not 100% sure of the chef, tenderloin is the best choice because it's hard to mess up tenderloin. You have to really overcook it for it not to come out good because tenderloin is naturally it's very tender. So you have to really mess it up for it to not to come out good. Yeah, T-bone can be good. A porterhouse can be good. I like a porterhouse.
You know why I like porterhouse? Because you get the tenderloin on it. So it's like best of both worlds.
Well, when you pick it out, you got to be careful because sometimes they'll sell you a porterhouse that there's no tenderloin. It's just a bone.
Oh, that pees me off, Dr. Phil. I won't. Yeah, I can't have a porterhouse that don't have a tenderloin.
Well, it's just that the store they sell them like that, and some people don't know how to pick them. I mean, my grandmother, I loved her. She was a wonderful woman, but she was a terrible chef, and she didn't know how to pick a steak. She didn't know how to cook anything. She was.
God rest your soul. Is Grandma still here with us?
No, she's gone. She understands.
Oh,
God she probably ate too much of her own cooking.
Grandma, God rest your soul. Okay, don't let Dr. Phil talk about you like that.
No, I said she was she was a wonderful woman. She just was a terrible cook.
Did she know natter?
No, she wasn't that. Well, I mean, I don't know. She wasn't violent. I mean, she was a wonderful woman.
No, I meant as far as chef, not violent.
Oh,
no.
like the quality of her cooking?
Yes.
I don't know. Probably not much better. The less said, the better. The less said, the better.
In all, okay, so yes, God rest Grandma's soul. Yes, God rest Grandma's soul.
Kidney J also not into the turkey. Yeah, I'm just not into turkey. It's just not my thing. I mean, it's okay.
I'm not either.
Let's let this run a little bit also.
Yummy turkey burgers.
We're having so much fun with the chat. We're missing out. But I'm going to turn down the volume so we can talk over it a little.
They're really good. I love the sauce in there.
The pre-packed salads, not a bad choice. Depends on the brand.
Hot fudge sundaes.
Okay, that I gotta disagree on here. Again, this turkey sausage stuff.
Cups, I mean.
She doesn't seem to understand that just because it's made from turkey does not make it healthy. This frozen turkey breakfast sausage, it doesn't say how much fat is in here, but I've got a feeling this is loaded with fat because it doesn't have the proteins listed on the label. Maybe it does on the bottom there. I mean, but I don't see it advertising itself as being low in fat. And yeah, that's probably
Colleen with a K. She makes a great point. One of the hardest restrictive diets to follow is a low sodium.
In the morning?
That is true. That is true. I've been fortunate to not have issues with sodium myself, but I have family members who do, and we have to, it's always a little tough trying to accommodate us both. But so I'll always add the salt, later. But you just got to make sure that you accommodate yourself. I will say one thing though: if you don't eat much sodium, you kind of your taste buds adjust to it, and just a little bit you can really taste it. So you kind of get used to it.
For Mom's Day,
and everything tastes really salty if you get used to not having any salt.
Mike's Hard Lemonade was 0.
Okay, alcohol. Alcohol is not a good choice when you're severely overweight, but if you are gonna drink, getting the kind with no added sugar is good. Although I think these labels are kind of misleading because they say 0 sugar, but they have sugar, but they have alcohol, ethanol, which is alcohol breaks down to sugar. In fact, it's even worse than sugar as far as for diabetics. It's higher in glycemic index. So I think it's very misleading to write 0 sugar on something.
Yeah, it's bad for diabetes. It's bad for diabetes, exactly.
Yeah, so I mean, a diabetic should know that, but it's still it's very misleading. I don't like how they put that. It should say 0 sugar added. But whatever, can't tell them how to mark.
We love a low sodium
Zero
queen,
sugar.
Kidney J. We
Low
do.
sodium queens.
2 gallons of decaf unsweetened sugar, or tea, I mean, bananas, and 2 boxes of the
I'm sorry, Skinny. I didn't mean to cut you
Kroger
off.
brand shells and cheese.
No,
which are
that's
really
okay.
good. They had them on sale 2 for $5 or something like that. So that's all we got.
Okay, so let's look again really quickly. Bananas, not a bad choice. And I will say bananas are one of the products that I think is better to get organic. Now, people will say it's better to get everything organic, and arguably it is, but it's also a matter of cost and convenience, and it's not always an option. But where I am, organic bananas are just a little bit more than the other ones, and they last a lot longer. The bananas that are not organic, they tend to go from green to brown in like 3 days. Whereas the organic ones, they take a few days to turn yellow, but then they stay yellow for like a week. They don't just immediately turn brown. And for somebody who doesn't like brown bananas, that's really good. I like the bananas a little bit less ripe. So for me, that's really really
Dr. Phil. Oh, sorry. I was gonna say I have bananas turn that I put in my cart at the beginning of shopping, and by the end of shopping, they changed color. I'm not even joking. So they must, yeah.
The organic bananas, they take longer to turn yellow. Like if you buy them green, they'll take like 3-4 days to turn yellow. But once they turn yellow, they take like a week to turn brown. So you can take more time to eat them because they stay fresh longer. So it's actually ends up being cheaper because they don't go bad. You don't have to throw them away. Oh, really? Elise, who does not care for chicken. Hey, you know what? Different folks for different folks. I like chicken, but it's not my favorite.
Hey, Jarella.
Oh, hey, Jarella. And one last thing I wanted to say about the food here before I hit the play and keep us going is these macaroni and cheese here. I actually like macaroni and cheese, but I like the kind with the cheese powder. Why? Because you make it with milk and butter. Milk and butter is not really that unhealthy. I mean, it is what it is. It's butter. It's got fat in there. Milk is milk. And it's just pasta with some cheese powder. The kind with the squeezed cheese, with the Velveeta or the artificial cheese, that's loaded with that artificial. It depends on the brand also. Some brands are made with like mostly real cheese, but others are made with a lot of palm oil and artificial cheese spread. And that's just not a good choice. Much better adding your own butter and milk. Assuming you have that option. And again, tea. I'm not with buying a jug of tea when you can make your own tea. It's so darn cheap to make your own tea. I don't, unless you're really, really, really busy, I don't see the point in buying pre-made tea.
So was $80. Yeah. Stuff's expensive.
Hey, Laura.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's the next day from the clip you just seen. I didn't film much that day, so therefore,
Jeez, I'm so behind on the chat.
I'm just carrying it over. So anyways, it's lunchtime.
Awesome,
I didn't have
Cynthia.
nothing for breakfast. All I had was a coffee, hot coffee. So I'm having some of this Southwest style salad, which is horrible.
Oh, Skinny, that's a new word I got now. Beezing. I know that's a word that's existed for a while, but I have a new definition for it. Pink Fairy is beezing those fancy salads. Beezing. It means to take food that's kind of healthy and to ruin it.
Oh.
She's beezing those salads. That's my new word. She's beezing it up. It's like when you take some soup and you add an entire bag of cheddar cheese to it. Or you take some pasta and you add an entire can of Parmesan cheese to it. You're beezing the food.
Really super good. With some cottage cheese. You know me, I eat cottage cheese over there. Got a grocery list made, and then I got to go in and pick up my medicine too. We got some milk, half and half, ketchup, cottage cheese. Get that big box from Walmart's. And lasts Tim and I forever. Sour cream, tomato, lettuce, and some.
Sorry, I'm missing out on so many of these great comments
what I'm
here.
probably going to do is I need all this.
Alcohol can increase appetite.
The K-Cups from Aldi's. But I may just pick up some K-Cups from Aldi's. Because I like Aldi's cottage cheese and their coffee. Because we used to drink Aldi's coffee all the time. When they were like super closer to us, like right down the road, like 5 minutes. 6 minutes tops. So I may just pick up coffee there and cottage cheese. So I don't have to go to 2 different stores. Makes more sense, right? Okay, anyways, I want to eat my lunch.
I'm going to say I've actually found a brand that I like a little more than the Kraft. I used to get the Kraft one, but I found one that's actually a little bit more money, but I like it more. It's Cabot. Cabot brand macaroni and cheese. I think it's really delicious. Have you tried that one, Skinny?
Which one was that?
It's called Cabot macaroni and cheese. It's got the powdered cheese.
No, we don't have I don't think we have Cabot. Where do you get it from?
I get it at the Publix. It's in the South. They may not have it where you are, but it's a little bit more money. It's like $1 something a box, but it's really good. It's the cheese powder is just so tasty. It's got a really good sharp cheddar taste to it.
Okay. No, we don't have it here that I know of, but I do like a good mac and cheese. I like to make my own though. I really do.
Yeah, I like the kind in the box. That's what I always got growing up, and that's like the closest thing I have to comfort food.
Oldies to get what we need, okay? So we decided to stop at Steak and Shake and get us a burger and fry real quick because we're all hungry. Before
Steak and Shake.
Into Aldi. My heel's still hurting. Really
We do
bad.
have Kraft dinner. That's what I do
It's
eat
a
Kraft dinner.
spot.
It's okay. I
On the
prefer
side
the
of my heel,
Cabot.
it's just that one little spot. It's weird. So I don't think I'll be really walking in too many places. But it seems like it hurts
Agreed
more.
oranges.
If I get up and walk and move, it stops hurting. So we'll see. I don't know.
Okay, that's fair. Okay, I could see that.
Good.
Raspberry tea. That sounds a little more interesting than regular tea. So I could see why you like that pretty much.
Yeah, I went and buy
Of course, it's 3 o'clock, so the buses are.
gosh, I forget the brand I buy now. It's not Brisk, it's something else.
Okay.
If I think about it, I'll let you know. But it is good. It is good.
Sorrel salad. And my apologies if I miss anybody's chats. There's just a lot of great chats. I can't keep up with all of them. The Butterball log isn't that bad. Okay, Wookiee Lover. And that's one thing I also want to add. If anybody here has some inside info, they've tried any of these products, don't be afraid to overrule me. If I haven't tried it myself, I'm guessing on some of these. I'm extrapolating from things I have eaten. So if you know something is good and I'm wrong, let me know. I'd rather find out than go around, continuing to be wrong.
Pink Fairy is a big troll too. She goes around trolling like Chantel.
Yeah.
She really eats healthy. She's just doing this for the video.
No, but I mean, she has a lot of fake accounts too.
Shoestring.
Oh, you mean like that kind of trolling, the fake account stuff. Oh,
Well,
okay.
she trolls on her videos and she trolls on other people's channels.
So if I put her name in the video, she might show up and bless us.
She might.
Maybe I will. She shops every day, it seems. Well, at least she's getting exercise, right? Does she use the little scooty though?
I don't know, but she was on another smaller creator's channel one time, and this creator was working out, dieting. She was a bigger woman. Pink Fairy had the audacity to fat shame her under a sock account. And I guess she ended up finding out somehow it was Pink Fairy. I don't know how, but yeah. I'm like,
More
damn.
like Stink Fairy.
Yeah.
Ooh. All right.
I just had a burger and a fry. Everybody knows what a burger and fry looks like, so I didn't show you guys it.
Yeah, fatty salad bar on occasion. There's nothing wrong with a treat.
I do love a loaded salad.
Nothing wrong with an occasional treat. In fact,
Yes, I will. Hey, I know Adam. I know Adam, Kidney J. Pink Fairy, 1, 2, 3.
And speaking of treats,
Hello everyone, this is Dr. Phil. I'm going to get some sweets and some pizza. I'm going off my diet a little bit today.
there you go. That's funny. I don't know why. All right.
Who's up there? People must be riding up
Hey,
here.
Diana Lynn, if you please stop spitting.
We're home from all
Hey,
these
Diana
little
Lynn, I
shit.
see you.
I bought this bag.
See, Dr. Phil cut my singing off. He must not like it.
I see you, Diana Lynn.
These 3 bundles of
you don't need to keep telling us.
red
I got you.
roses for each for 99¢. Not bad. They had macaroni. Had a bunch of flowers marked down, but I just kind of picked out the ones that wasn't dead. We did the ones that was more alive. So we'll put those in a vase. Bought them for myself.
Yeah, you didn't tell us what kind of sweets you ate,
Split top wheat
Dr.
bread.
Phil.
One,
Oh, I
still
didn't.
have one from last time.
I
Well,
bought a,
I wasn't
bought
here for
cookies.
it.
I didn't tell you actually. I bought like those little, they're like miniature cookies. I bought a whole box of them. There's like a dozen in there, but they're small. They're like those little bite-sized cookies,
Oh, okay.
and they have some chocolate chips, and they have some bits of pecan,
Mm.
and they're really good. But I actually pick out some of the chocolate chips because I don't like so much chocolate. I like chocolate, but I like the cookies when they don't have so much chocolate. Like I don't like it when you bite into it and all you taste is the chocolate.
Aw, they love my singing, Dr. Phil.
Oh, well, you could sing. We got to sing a duet one of these days. We got to do a song. We could sing the my baloney has a first name. It's Garcia. Right? We could do sing songs.
We could.
Karaoke night.
Or me and you, we could just do the we could do one of those Kid Rock and there's a Kid Rock song with a woman and a man. I forgot what it's called.
Okay.
It's like a country song, kind of.
Hey, well, maybe we will.
You never know. I saw you last night in the hotel.
Hippie's a fan of the Aldi's.
And then I got this cute gnome.
Is it a Sheryl Crow song? Hey,
I think
Sour
so,
Cat
yeah.
Lemons.
Home
Yes,
Alone, sweet
Picture.
gnome.
It's called Picture.
That was cute.
Glad you can make it,
Very
Sour Cat
cute.
Lemons 94. Appreciate it.
It's real good metal made. It's only $10.
I'm just messing with you, Dr.
Except for my
Phil.
mom
We're
for
having
work.
fun.
Guys, I got everything
problem.
out. Let's get to it. Okay, I got 2 packs of the
Yeah, Diana Lynn, I see you.
napkins
I
from
think that's
there.
fantastic.
100 count for $1.89, I do believe. That's a pretty
It's
good
an awesome
price.
weight
I
loss.
just went and picked up 2 of them. We went cookie. We went cookie crazy, let me tell you. Some Fig Newtons.
I don't pick out all the chocolate chips. I pick out some of them. I pick out some. And to be fair, I eat most of them later anyway. I don't throw them away. But I don't like to eat them with the cookies.
Kidney Bay said she'll be my Kid Rock. Aw, that's so sweet. I love that.
Oh, you're so sweet. I'll help you out. No, I still eat the chips later. I eat most of them. I may throw out a couple of them. But I do eat a lot of them. Okay. And yes, let's see. Did I miss any chats? Okay. I got you, babe. Do. That's a
Fig
bit much.
bars, actually.
We'll figure something out. We'll do a funny
Bananas.
one.
I got a bag of spinach.
Maybe
leaves.
we'll all
Bag
do
of
like
the spring mix. Bag of,
what was that
shredded
song everybody
lettuce.
did together? We Are the World.
Oh, yeah.
We are the
coffee. This is the
world.
breakfast.
We'll
We
have
are the
to-
reactors.
10 loves.
We are the girl world. We'll have to redo the word.
Ooh, there you go. That's
We
it.
are the girl world.
On the vine from there is so good.
We are
Got one
the
of these
adults.
Southern style seasoned chickens.
And now that's got some
I
legs.
used to
I
buy
think we
these all
can
the
do
time. You
that.
guys remember?
We are
They
the
have
ones with the
Oh, it's been
accountability
months, a long time.
challenge.
I got
All right.
Sorry.
I think we got to work on it offline, but I think we
now
can
their tomatoes
make this
on the
work.
vine from there is so good.
Tomatoes, that's good. Let me actually go back a little bit. So what do we got here? Okay, the salads. Okay, fig bars. Fig bars, not inherently bad, but a lot of them are made with cheap oils, cheap vegetable shortening. It's better if you're going to get you typically better when they're made with butter, or if they're made with vegetable shortening. As long as it's not the palm or the soybean, preferably if it's corn oil or what's another one they use a lot of? Sunflower oil, canola oil. These are not the greatest, but they're better than palm, you know. Oh, I'm sorry, Diana. I thought I got you. I didn't realize. My mistake.
Ooh, we just got a Blackstone And we're going to do a lot of like cooking on the flat top grill. So it should be, we're going to start making a lot of stir fries and like grilled veggies and all that. So I think that I could do like little videos if you guys want to see like some recipes, because you can also make it on a flat top indoors too. You know?
That's a good point. That's a good point. There's a lot of ways to do this stuff, you know? Yeah, we're showing our age with these lousy tunes. Yeah, we are, Kid DJ. I should sing some more modern stuff. But wait a minute, like all the modern songs are like just a bunch of profanity. If I sang them, I get the, you know, couldn't do the video.
Actually. Bananas. I got a bag of spinach leaf, bag of the spring mix, bag of shredded lettuce, some coffee, just a breakfast blend I like, 10 loaves of French vanilla, so I got him a box of that, 2 boxes of the garden vegetable crackers, some tomato on the
Crackers, nothing wrong with crackers, but I mean, I like crackers actually, but it's so easy to eat so many. These aren't good choices if you're diabetic. If you gotta watch carbs.
vine. Now their tomatoes on the vine from there is so good.
Oh geez, it's already 10. We're actually
Got one
running
of
a little
these
bit late.
Southern style.
All right, I think we're gonna let this
chicken.
video play out a little bit, and then I think we're gonna after this. Skinny, did you want to run a show yourself tonight, or did you want to sign off after this?
Actually, I might. Actually, I gotta take a phone call, Dr. Phil. Don't worry about mine. If I do it, I'll put it up.
Okay.
I gotta take a phone call though, so hold on.
All right. Well, I think what we're going to do is I'm going to run this out, finish this out, and if Skinny wants to go run her show, she will go start it up. I don't
Sorry
know
about that.
Oh, no problem.
I gotta go real quick because somebody's important call. Sorry.
Oh, no problem. Yeah, and if you want to
Love
go
you
start your
guys.
show,
Talk
that's
to you
fine.
soon.
All right. Good night. All right. Good night, Skinny. We're going to get... I don't know if I'm going to run until she comes on because I don't know exactly when she's coming on. I don't really want to run too much later. But she should hopefully be on not too much later. So I'm going to run for a few more minutes at least.
I used to buy these all the time, you guys remember. They have
Okay, these right here, these pre-cooked chickens and stuff, or these pre-seasoned chickens, I'm not against these. I think that they can be good if you're in a hurry and you know the ingredients, you know what's made with them, you know if they're good quality or not. So I'm not against them entirely, but they could be expensive. You know, I mean, it's just what is this? Just a chicken breast for $9? That's a lot of money for a little bit of chicken breast.
one in. Oh, that's been months, a long time.
Turkey breast tenderloins. I don't know, whatever the price is, but there's nothing wrong with those.
I got turkey
Those
breast
actually are
tenderloin.
probably healthy, to be fair. Turkey breast is healthy stuff.
It's already a rotisserie flavored.
And good night, everybody. I think actually I'm just gonna sign off right here. I'm getting a little bit, my voice is getting a little bit running out. I think we had a great show. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Sorry for the misunderstanding. To Simply Diana Lynn, my apologies for the for not getting you there earlier. Sour Cat Lemons, glad you could make it in. Everybody here, all the usuals, all the newcomers, Gragathy, Hippie Easta, Oranges, Poranges, Rally Point, Colleen with a K, Hippie Easta, Twinkle Toes, Knight Rider, Jarella, No More Nashies, Kidney J. Am I missing anyone? I'm sure I'm missing a lot of people, actually. Let me just scroll back a little bit. Twinkle Toes, did I get you? Kidney J. Well, hopefully that's everybody. If I missed anyone, my apologies. Freedom Deep, okay, yeah. Just tag me at the bottom. Hopefully Kitty Goddess, nice to see you. Thank you for coming by. Hippie Easta, thank you for coming by, everybody. Let me do the little sign off. Tonight was an interesting show. Did we finally learn the scent of a Beezer? Did we? Did we really? I don't know. Maybe not. It was just kind of a pun. It wasn't really like planned. Good night, everybody. I might see you on Skinny's show tonight. If she comes on, I'll probably be in the chat. I don't know if I'm going to have the energy to come on the panel, but if I do, I will try. But I don't make any promises tonight. I'm a little bit tired. Good night again, everybody. Thank you for having... good night again, everyone. Be blessed. Have a fantastic evening, and I will see you around during the week. And next week, same time, same channel. Good night.